money coming in. Know you fine as hell, body stuck on 10. 2 a.m. on my side, let me in.
Boy, we coming with Zac Efron literally sold his body to Hollywood. Listen, I really ain't seen Buddy in so long. You know, we all done seen High School Musical at least once. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if you under the age like 20, I'm gonna say 28. If you're under the age of 28, bro, you probably seen High School Musical at least once, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Seen the clip, seen something, heard the name. You didn't heard something about High School Musical. So we all kind of know what Zac Efron was. He in 17 again too? W movie. I ain't gonna lie. Like, hey, might be better than High School Musical in my opinion. I don't like all the musicals. Well, actually, I do like musicals. Just like the High School Musical is not my type. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video. Welcome new people, new subscribers.
In 2021, Zac Efron appeared in Bill Nye's Earth Day special, and the world couldn't believe what they were seeing. He looked almost unrecognizable.
What you mean? I ain't gonna lie. He did a crazy change. He did a crazy change. But you know, right here he's a kid. I mean, right here he's a kid. Let me move my thing so y'all can see, buddy. Right here he's a kid. Right here, he look like a 20-year-old man. Right here, he looks about 40, 50. he looks, but he don't look that much different. Am I tripping? He don't look that much different. Am I bugging out?
Face, specifically his jaw, had grown significantly.
Yeah.
And he had this bloated, puffy appearance that he never had.
But it's not that bad.
Zac carried on as normal, as if nothing was out of the ordinary.
He looked cool.
But after seeing this, people couldn't talk about anything else. A big part of the reason everyone was so taken aback was because of the reputation Zac previously had. For the longest time, he was one of Hollywood's male beauty icons, and his good looks were a huge part of his appeal. He was on bedroom walls, the cover of magazines, and in the hearts of fans all around the world. So seeing him like that was genuinely shocking. And things only got more extreme from there. In the months following that Earth Day special, Zac's face became that swollen and reconstructed.
Nah, right here, I ain't saying he look like a completely different man, but you know, okay, when it's like, okay, when you start modifying your body a different type of way, there's levels to this. There's levels. You know, level one is like, okay, you got the butt, or you got the abs, or you got the muscles. Okay, I see you, my boy. Then second level, it's like, I don't know, something a little off. Level 3 is superhero. He had superhero. He look like he fly. He look like he got a super suit at home, no cap. Like he look like he saved lives. Like he could fly around the world and be back in seconds, no cap. Look at him.
But it was soon matched by a body bulked up to near cartoonish.
Look at this. Look, I'm telling you, who the bro, nobody looks like this. An average man, unless you, nothing. Actually, nothing. You don't look like this, buddy. You don't like this.
Proportions. The lean, boyish charm that defined his High School Musical era, and even the shredded, beach-ready frame of his Baywatch days had vanished. In its place was a figure that looked more like a sculpted action hero.
What the
hyper-masculine, overbuilt, and oddly artificial. So the question is, what on earth happened to him? Well, Zac offered an explanation, but the more you look at his transformation, especially in the lead up to his movie The Iron Claw, the more it starts to feel like that explanation might be covering up something else. Because if there's one thing Hollywood rewards, it's a body that sells, and Zac Efron may have sold his more than anyone ever realized.
No.
From a young age, Zac showed a clear passion.
He had a gap? W-mans. I feel like if you got a gap, you immediately cool. My mom had a gap when she was young. Actually, she had a gap. Till I was like in high school. She just got braces like when I was in high school. Actually, I think she got braces when I got braces. Shit, cool as shit.
Natural flair for the performing arts, and his parents were all in. They enrolled him in local theatre productions.
He had a gap,
helping him hone his skills early on. Before long, Zac was landing roles in community theatre, and soon after, a talent agency took notice. By 2006, while most kids his age were focused on finishing high school, Zac had already appeared in the TV movie Miracle Run, made guest appearances on shows like Firefly, and held a recurring role on Summerland. At the time, acting wasn't even Zac's main goal. He'd worked hard to get good grades and planned to go on to college, but that all changed when he landed the lead role in what seemed at the time like a modest Disney Channel original movie, High School Musical.
I was so ready for college, man. I worked so hard. I got good grades. I had a 4.3 when I left high school.
4.3?
So I probably would have gone on to be a doctor.
Little did he know that this small movie would become his breakout hit and change his entire life overnight. In High School Musical, Zac played Troy Bolton, a high school basketball star secretly passionate.
W name it to Troy Bolton. Like, I just feel like that's a W fucking name for back then. Now, if I met somebody in 2025 named Troy Bolton, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Nigga, it's 2025. Like, oh, do we have any Karens in the building? Like, I'm talking about young Karens. I ain't seen not one. Like, what's some names that just go out of, like, style once we start getting modern times? Like, I think Karen's one of them. I have not seen one Karen. I actually might go on a search for a Karen. Like, that, a young one. Like, I'm talking about a young Karen. What's another name? What's a name like Karen? We got any young Bobs? Like, we got any young Bobs in the building? Like, I can see Bobby. Young Bobby. But Bob? Like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm seeing any Bobs. Like, any young Bobs, you know? Karen for sure. I don't think we see no young Karens. But Bob, that was a little iffy. Because I know a couple of young Bobbies. I I think I have ADHD. Like, what the fuck? What am I doing? Like, where did this come from? Like, what the?
That's about singing. When the movie premiered in 2006, it pulled in nearly 8 million viewers and quickly became a teen sensation. The soundtrack, led by Zac and his co-star Vanessa Hudgens, was one of the top-selling albums in the US. Its standout track, Breaking Free, shot to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, giving Zac his first major music milestone. Disney doubled down on the High School Musical craze, releasing 2 sequels that each pulled in bigger numbers than the last. By the time the third film hit theaters in 2008, it wasn't just a hit, it was a phenomenon, and Zac was at the center of it all. He was everywhere, on magazine covers, posters, red carpets, you name it. To millions of teenage fans, he was...
Actually, y'all, hold on. I actually remember this cover, bro. Y'all remember this one? Is it just me? Y'all remember this one right here? I remember seeing this one. I forgot where, but I just remember seeing this one somewhere. What the? Yo, that's actually crazy. Justin Bieber too, bro. Any girl house. Maybe I'm getting him confused with Justin Bieber, cause no cap. No matter what girl house you went to back then, she had a Justin Bieber fucking post. I was tired of seeing that nigga. But shout out to him, cause I ain't gonna lie. I was singing them songs back then. If I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go. I used to be, bro. I think low key, and that I think actually, that's how you know I was. Look, a lot of people not gonna admit this. I'm gonna admit it because I don't give a fuck, bro. When he got beat in that music video, nigga, I cried. Nigga, I thought that shit was real as shit. I was back then I thought everything was real. No cap. I remember crying, bro. I'm like, damn, like that nigga's. I used to think music videos was real, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Yo, what the? Bro, I'm just reliving my like childhood. I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? I can't wait till I have kids, bro. I just can't wait to see like what's popping, what's going on at the time, because, bro, even in Karate Kid, I cried, bro. That nigga's getting bullied. That was a form of racism. They was really beating his ass. No cap.
You name it. To millions of teenage fans, he wasn't just an actor. He was the teen idol of the era. Everywhere he went, he was swarmed by screaming fans, captivated by his looks, charm, and boy-next-door appeal. But the very thing that made him famous was also starting to box him in. In 2007, Zac starred in Hairspray, a musical set in the 1960s about a teen who dreams of dancing on a popular TV show while standing up against racial segregation. He played Link Larkin, a popular singer with a slick Elvis vibe and a heart of gold. On the surface, the film felt a bit different to High School Musical. Director Adam Shankman even had some initial hesitation about casting Zac because he wondered whether his Disney image might clash with the film's more serious undertones. However, the promise of capturing a massive teen audience sealed the deal. Zac got the part, and the movie became another commercial win. But in reality, his character was just another version of Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
The time period and styling were different, but the core of the role, the heartthrob with the wholesome edge, was exactly the same. As far as Hollywood was concerned, there was no need to change what was already selling, so this became the cycle. Slightly different films, slightly different characters, but always orbiting the same image. Take 17 again, for example.
That motherfucker. I'm telling y'all, 17 again, boy. That's that one. I remember. Look, that was back then. Look, that was back then when I didn't have cable. I don't think I don't think we had cable. We had DVDs. We had like all type of DVDs. I'm talking about any movie you wanted, bro. We had it, no cap. I ain't gonna tell you how, but we had it. Listen, this was insane. Like, we had so many DVDs, it was absolutely insane. But anyway, going back to this, 17 Again was a classic. I used to watch this all the time. But I ain't gonna lie, I watched Project X way more. Like, I was way too young to be watching that, but W movie. Like, I always wanted to throw a party like that, just to get insane. But then I saw a party like that, like Diddy party. I said, never mind. But I'm still gonna throw a party like that one day.
20-year-old dad who magically transforms back into his teenage body. The movie had no songs, but the rest was familiar. High school hallways, a flashy car, and the same effortless cool that made him famous. By this point, Zac was starting to express that he wanted more. In interviews, he talked about seeking new challenges and stepping out of the teen heartthrob box, but the industry wasn't ready to see him any other way. The team behind 17 Again had sold him on the idea that the movie was a step forward for his career, but people were treating him exactly the same way. Instead of focusing on his acting skills, interviewers would constantly bring up his body, hair, or looks.
I know that a lot of ladies have crushes on you, and when we were watching the movie, and I don't get like this either. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, I love Brad Pitt, oh my god, I love this person. It's not me. I never had a poster of a guy on my wall. I never, like, I had pictures of animals on my wall in high school. Like, I never was like, oh my god, I think he's so hot. You are, though.
Oh, wow.
And when you took off your shirt in the movie, everybody was, like, gasping. All the women in the audience started gasping, and
I don't ever want to be like this. And I mean, I'm not, like, I don't know, do y'all do this for black men? I'm not even trying to make it racial. But I'm genuinely, like, I think y'all did it for Michael B. Jordan. But, like, I just, like, you feel me? When they get to this, hold on. I feel like once you get to a certain type, because we got to stop doing this to people. Men and women alike. Because men, we do it all the time to just, you know, women all the time. Just, I don't know why y'all do that. Y'all just do that. Women, I don't know why y'all do that shit. If a nigga can sing and look good, y'all just, but y'all be doing that shit, bro. Please. Because the way it's starting to look like he finna go down the path is where he feel like that's all he is looks, hair, and maybe Justin Bieber felt this. I don't know that man. Hopefully one day I get to know him, have a conversation, whatever. But like, I don't know these people, so I'm just coming up with an assumption. But it seemed like y'all put this man such in a box that he felt like he had no other way but to go to these things, surgeries. Like, let's see. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm like, okay, I agree this time.
That's hilarious. Thank you.
Another interviewer was just openly flirting with him on camera.
You are quite stunning in real life, I must say. No,
thank you.
That sounds really odd. Very odd. But the guys back home, they said to me, oh, you've got to flirt with Zac Efron and everything. And I'm like, God, I'm like 10 years older than him.
Check it out.
A bit older than that, probably. So do you like older women?
Absolutely. Man, you haven't seen 17 Again, obviously.
Yeah.
Even simple questions always came back to his looks.
How do you keep your hair looking so great all the time?
That's kind of like a compliment almost, thank you.
The time Zac was asked about his career and where he saw himself going, he was met with skepticism and doubt.
Is there a part of you that thinks, well, this is great and this is wonderful and I love it, but I've really got to, be able to do other things, like not to be just part of this one particular kind of idea in people's minds?
Yes, absolutely. That's very important to me. Earlier in the year before we filmed High School Musical, I was able to do 2 other movies. One's called 17 Again, and that's a family comedy, non-musical. And then, well, in a way.
Deep down, Zac knew the interviewer was right, and in the years following, he started making more deliberate choices.
That's messed up, man. That's messed up. Like, my thing is, bro, we gotta start treating people like humans, bro. Like, I mean, I still do, but what I'm saying is, like, no matter how big somebody get, don't, like, the way some people be talking to like celebrities and stuff, that's just weird. It's weird. It's evil. Like, people got feelings. Y'all act like just because they got all this money, and y'all, and another thing, y'all be acting like money just changed everything. Like, oh, well, he got money. Oh, she got money. Like, life is good. Just because you broke and all you need is money to make you happy. And when you get the money, you gonna realize, oh, life's still not all that. Like, I'm just saying, and I can't speak only because I'm a human living a human experience. So I can only speak to what I've seen, what I think in this brain of mine, what I feel in this body of mine. So what I think and what I feel is probably completely different from you. And that's the beautiful thing about life. So you might be hearing me right now, you'd be like, this man is just talking bullshit. And that's okay. And that's the beautiful thing about life. We all got different opinions. Some of us got similar ones, some we got the same, but we all different. And that's the beautiful thing about life. You feel me?
Is to secure the right roles. He turned down Footloose, a remake of an 80s musical,
What?
because he felt the role was too similar to Troy Bolton and Link Larkin.
You know what? It was nothing against the project. Footloose made a fantastic movie, but I'm looking for a new challenge.
It was clear Zac wanted to be taken seriously, but the real question was whether Hollywood would actually give him the chance. He finally got the opportunity to prove he was more than just a teen idol in his next 2 films. In 2010, he starred in Charlie St. Cloud, playing a young man grieving the tragic loss of his little brother. Then came The Lucky One, where Zac played Logan Tebow, a US Marine who survives war and becomes convinced a photo that he found during combat brought him luck. These films marked a noticeable shift. They weren't teen musicals or high school dramas.
Those sound kind of good.
Grounded adult stories with heavier emotional themes.
I like it.
And for the first time, Zac wasn't just playing the heartthrob. He was taking risks and showing a new side of himself.
I love whatever I'm doing. I think as long as I'm learning something new, you know, as long as I'm growing or stretching.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love taking roles where there's an element of risk involved, and you know, playing a Marine was a part you kind of have to do. You have to get just right.
I love that. And y'all making me mad because nobody taking this man serious. Like, he really trying. Like, think about it. He don't have to try for real. If he really wanted to, he could have just stayed to high school. Like, he could have stayed to high school movies and just been okay. He could have been good. But he like, yo, like, even though I'm making a lot of money off this, even though like I'm popular, all the girls love me, bro, I need something. Like, cause I feel like genuinely there's some part in our lives, bro, where no matter, like, I know y'all like probably in this mindset of where, yo, if I got the money, everything is gonna be easier. But me, I have a lot of conversations with just older people. When they retire, they are depressed. They want something to do. They yearn for it. They pick up the stupidest hobbies, literally. Like, they just start doing bullshit. Some people just fix shit up. Some people just buy cars just to come up. Some people just go paintballing. Some people go hunting. Some people, like, they just do shit because it's, bro, if you are not doing anything or have no challenge at all, what is it? Like, I feel like we're gonna tweak out, genuinely. So in my head, I'd be like, yo, what would life be if we didn't have no bills to pay? Everything was free. Like, what do y'all think life would be? I think it would be insane. I know, get out of your optimism and be like, yo, oh my God, everything's gonna be great. Like, no, I feel like it's gonna be worse, generally. Cause cause people feel valued. Some people feel valued by money. They're like, oh, I make this much more money than you. You're less than me because you make this. Like, that's how the music portray it, and that's how, like, people, I don't know, it does something to the ego. But I was trying to think, what would life be? Because then you could travel wherever you want, do whatever you want. What would life be? I might have to, that might be a journal entry I might do. Like, just a type, I don't know. That's a good thought. I like that.
Lucky One, he trained with real Navy SEALs and packed on around 20 pounds of muscle, going from the slim Disney kid to a more grown, physical guy.
I trained every day with a Navy SEAL, and it was a pretty grueling training process. And then on top of that, just had to eat a ton of calories, all healthy calories.
But despite pouring more emotion and discipline into his roles, Hollywood didn't seem to take Zac seriously. For those films, he didn't get the recognition he hoped for from big award shows like the Oscars or Golden Globes. Instead, it came from the Teen Choice Awards, an annual show voted on by kids aged 13 and over. For his performance in The Lucky One, Zac won 2 Teen Choice Awards and 1 People's Choice Award.
And your choice movie actor drama is...
Yeah, this got me embarrassed, I ain't gonna lie.
Despite taking on risks to evolve as an actor, it was clear the industry still saw him the same way.
Not embarrassing, but kind of disheartening. I'm using the wrong word. Because you're doing your best to get out the kid scene, out the high school movies and roles, and you're trying to take yourself more serious. You take yourself more serious. You are doing more adult roles, and the kids vote for you, like as they person. Like, yo, you're the guy to us. like, and that's not bad. It's not bad, but at the same time, you're trying to appeal to the adult audience, and they not really feeling you. They just see you as the kid actor. That's kind of messed up.
Over time, Zac seemed to accept that if Hollywood wasn't going to recognize his acting skills, maybe his appearance could open doors. After the attention his physical transformation received in The Lucky One, he decided to try and embrace it. The muscles, the more mature image, it all became a part of the new Zac Efron. He went on to star in films like The Paperboy and That Awkward Moment, both of which had a common thread. Zac was sexualized, with his image often speaking louder than his acting. In The Paperboy, for example, his character Jack uses his physical appeal to increase attention with Nicole Kidman's character Charlotte. He spends much of the film shirtless, drenched in rain or sweat, with the camera focused on one thing and one thing only: his body. A review by The Guardian summed it up perfectly, saying, "Efron is cast first and foremost as an object of beauty, exploited by the camera in ways hard-boiled genre films tend to reserve for women. At one point, he strips down to white briefs to dance with a fully clothed Kidman in the rain. In That Awkward Moment, Zac teamed up with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan to play 3 friends who make a pact to avoid relationships and pursue casual flings. Zac's shirtless scenes were the movie's main selling point, and it was no secret. Reviews of the film couldn't ignore the glaring focus on his body, with one saying, "And for those who are interested, nearly all of Efron is on display." Same goes for Jordan and Teller, but let's face it, on the disrobing front, Efron is the top liner. During an appearance on Ellen, the conversation quickly turned to how much skin...
See, y'all want me to be objectifying men too, man. I just call a spade with a spade, man. Take some accountability. Men, we do it all the time. Women, y'all sometimes do it. I mean, let's be honest. Let's call a spade. That's fucked up. But I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people don't give a fuck because he's a celebrity.
He showed in the movie.
Can we just show this one hilarious scene, and you'll see why he's like this when you see the movie. But there's a photo of you needing to use the restroom, and
At the 2014 MTV Movie Awards, Zac was nominated for Best Shirtless Performance, and he made a deal with his fans.
What is that? The best shirtless performance? Like, okay, y'all would think that that's good, but I'm talking from I'm really putting myself in his shoes. That's really fucked up. Like, you really trying your best to like really get out and try different roles and be different, and they just keep throwing your ass in. Like, I don't know, like I feel like, and you need the money. So it's like, what do you do? Like, it's kind of like going against, I don't know. You kind of fighting against yourself, like your morals and what you want to do. But at the same time, you need money. It's like, I mean, that's kind of like the position a lot of people in. I really want to be an entrepreneur, but I got to work this job. I really want to do this or talk to this person, but I get
Twitter ahead of the event saying, "If I beat Thor, I'm accepting the award shirtless on stage." When the night came, he ended up winning. After he thanked the crowd, the singer Rita Ora, who was one of the presenters, walked up behind him and pulled his shirt off.
Thank you so much to my fans.
the next few days, pictures and videos of that moment were everywhere. The overt use of his physique to sell tickets didn't stop there, as it happened again just a little later that year with his movie Neighbours.
Okay.
The film was a raunchy R-rated
I think
comedy
I've seen
that
this.
allowed him to show
I've
off
seen
his
this.
comedic chops, but at its core, it was still about his body. It centered on Zac's character, Teddy Sanders, the leader of a college frat who's full of charm, good looks, and swagger. A young couple played by Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne move in next door to the frat house, leading to an escalating war between both sides. While Teddy wasn't the
I might
typical
watch
leading
this
man
later.
of Zac's
That'll
past
be
roles,
movie.
the film still used his physique as a major selling point, with plenty of shirtless scenes and plenty of jokes about his attractiveness. So even though he had more interesting material to work with, he was still sold as the guy everyone wants to look at.
You're shirtless in a lot of the movie. Yeah, but I heard Seth was making you take your shirt off for no reason. Yeah, I know, like constantly. He would say just, Zach's shirt off for the scene. And I'd be like, okay, yes, sir.
Commercially, Neighbours was a hit. The film grossed over 270.
He's smart though, cause you know, hey, the women coming for Zach. I ain't gonna lie. In the movie, I didn't even peep that man was shirtless majority of the movie. Getting in line.
million worldwide, proving Zac's ability to bring in.
But I did watch it when I was like young and
But
shit.
it was also the moment his image as the hot shirtless guy truly stuck, and Hollywood didn't want to see him as anything else. Zac seemed to embrace it, pushing aside his earlier ambitions for more dramatic and meaningful roles to capitalize on what was working. But even though he was finding success, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. You see, around that time, Zac began seriously struggling with substance abuse issues. Although he appeared to be doing well on the surface, the pressures of his fame were getting to him. Like many celebrities do, he found himself turning to alcohol and cocaine to cope. At first, he started using substances as a social lubricant, a way to handle the constant scrutiny and public attention. But it quickly evolved into something he couldn't control. He was missing days on set, turning up to shoots hungover, and spiraling deeper and deeper into an addiction. Thankfully, he did something about it fast, checking himself into rehab and getting the help he needed. However, not long after, he relapsed and began drinking again.
That's
The
alright.
public had no idea and
We all
kept
mess
it
up.
all under wraps, but his friends and family were seriously worried. He ended up going back to rehab for a second time and getting clean for good. And 6 months later, he was spotted in the crowd at a Lakers game wearing a 6-month sobriety chip. It was a dark period in his life, but he kicked the habit quickly. However, his drug usage would begin again a few years later, just in a different form. After the success of Neighbours, Zac starred in 2 films where his body was once again front and center. We Are Your Friends in 2015 and then Dirty Grandpa in 2016. In Dirty Grandpa, he starred alongside Robert De Niro, playing a lawyer tasked with driving his recently widowed grandfather to Florida. But instead of a sweet bonding trip, it turns into a wild, raunchy spring break adventure. The movie is filled with lots of shirtless workouts, beach scenes, and parties. And even though Zac's character is meant to be the uptight, nerdy type, his shirt comes off at every opportunity. The film flopped, earning just a 10% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and some critics described it as the worst movie they've ever seen.
Oh my
I think that wasn't all too surprising, given it was yet another surface-level role that relied heavily on Zac's appearance. By this point, it wasn't just critics speaking up. Fans were starting to notice too. Zac was becoming a caricature of himself, someone who kept getting hired to take his shirt off and flex over and over again. And the situation reached a boiling point with his role in Baywatch, where the obsessive focus on his looks went from pigeonholing his career to taking a serious toll on his health. In Baywatch, Zac played Matt Brody, a disgraced Olympian and hothead with a knack for clashing with everyone. For nearly half the film, he and his co-star Dwayne Johnson were locked in a flex-off, competing in all kinds of over-the-top strength challenges. You can see Zac's body was absolutely shredded. He looked ripped in his previous roles, but this was another level. He claimed that to achieve that, he had to put his body through hell, going through an intense training process and following a strict, clean diet.
I don't believe that
For
shit.
most roles, you change something. But I think probably the one role that I had to change the most for was probably Baywatch. In that movie, I adopted a really, really specific eating regimen. Clean fish or meat with sweet potatoes, like that. I just did that the entire film. So that was the most extreme I'd ever gone. I think I was in ketosis that entire film.
Even after completely transforming into this superhuman version of himself, Baywatch didn't give Zac the payoff he'd hoped for. It didn't perform all that well at the box office, and as is becoming a theme, critics laid into him for his performance. It was so bad that he was nominated for a Razzie Award for Worst Actor in 2018. But the true cost wasn't just in the reviews. It was in the toll that pushing his body this far took on his health. A few years after the movie was released, Zac admitted he'd been taking
22?
diuretics to stay that lean, which messed him up badly. The drug reduces water retention and enhances muscle definition, but at a steep cost. He ended up battling insomnia and even slipped into depression, and it took him 6 months after getting off the drugs just to start feeling normal again. In his Hot Ones interview, he opened up about the whole experience, admitting that while he was proud of the results, he would never want to get in that kind of shape again.
I realized that, like, when I was done with that movie, I don't ever want to be in that good a shape again. Really. It's like, it was so hard. You're working with almost no wiggle room, right? You've got things like water under your skin that you're worrying about, like making your 6-pack into a 4-pack, shit like that. It's just like not, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not real. And like, I'm happy that
Damn, bro. This is making me sad, bro. It's making me sad because I'm starting to feel like, yo, you know how many times people have probably opened up behind like smiles and laughs and but they really open it up and really letting you in, and like we laughing. He ain't know though. He ain't know. There ain't no shade to him. He ain't know. I ain't know. Shit. You feel me? Crew didn't know probably. The viewers probably didn't know.
worked. I'm happy that it got me through it. I may do it again if it was something worthwhile, but we'll wait till it gets to that. I don't need to. I'm good. Take care of your heart. Take care of your brain. You're good.
He seemed uncomfortable with how much attention that version of him got. And when he saw the wax figure of his Baywatch body, he made it clear it isn't something to idolize.
That's too big, and don't try and get for guys. That's unrealistic, I'm telling you. Like, I got very big and buff for that movie, but I don't want people to think that's the best way to be. Like, be your size. Like, don't.
Yeah.
It's not. Like, I don't want to glamorize this.
Following the whole health scare from Baywatch, Zac wanted a reset. After years of roles that leaned on his physique, he decided to return to his roots, movie musicals. He starred alongside Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman, a biographical musical about P.T. Barnum and his famous circus from the late 19th century. In the film, Zac played Philip Carlyle, P.T. Barnum's business partner and a performer in his own right. He sang, danced, and brought a surprising sense of wit and emotional depth to the role. It was a full circle moment with him finally back in a musical, but this time as an adult performer commanding the screen. While The Greatest Showman still showcased Zac's charm and attractiveness, his character wasn't defined by his body. Instead, he portrayed a romantic, emotional figure, something fans hadn't seen from him in a long time. The movie was a hit, grossing $434 million on a budget of $84 million, and winning several awards, including a Grammy. Finally, Zac was being recognized for his talent, not just his looks.
I know that felt good.
Then in 2019, he took a sharp left turn. He starred in Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, playing the infamous serial killer Ted Bundy. The role was controversial, with some feeling the movie romanticized Bundy's crimes and disrespected his victims by not showing the crimes themselves. But while the film drew backlash, Zac's performance didn't. Critics and fans agreed he embodied Bundy's charm and good looks with unsettling ease, making it believable that someone so outwardly likable could hide something so dark. After this movie, Zac switched things up with a Netflix travel and lifestyle show called Down to Earth. The show featured he and his buddy Darren Orlean traveling the world, exploring cool ways to live healthier and more eco-friendly. They visited places like Iceland, France, Costa Rica, and London, learning about sustainable living and different cultures along the way. The show dropped in June 2020 during the pandemic, and it became a go-to for many, offering chill vibes and helpful tips on how to live better.
We need to start rethinking how we consume everything, from our food to our power.
Whoa, look at that. That's Mother Earth. Dude, that's some power.
After that first season, Zac started gaining new fans. People liked how down-to-earth he came across. Gone was a super polished, almost cardboard cutout look he'd had for years, and in its place we saw a more rugged, authentic version of him. But just when people started getting used to this new, laid-back version of Zac, something completely unexpected happened.
A big-budget Broadway musical spectacular? Bill, wow. I mean, I knew you were smart, but I think you're a genius.
In April 2021, Zac appeared in the Facebook Earth Day special alongside Bill Nye, and fans immediately noticed something was off. His face looked
he
different.
does look
His
completely
jawline was
different,
thicker, more squared off, and unnaturally defined.
Yeah.
His face also looked puffy and bloated in a way it never had in the past. Within hours, the internet lit up with speculation. Many joked he looked like handsome Squidward. Others said that he resembled Lord Farquaad. And some even compared him to The Weeknd's exaggerated plastic surgery look in Save Your Tears. The memes spread fast, and so did the rumors. Everyone had a theory, and the most popular one, plastic surgery. There was no explanation from Zac, just silence, so the speculation only grew. If you googled his name that week, nearly every headline was about his face. Even his mum reportedly called him to ask if he'd had work done. And to be fair, the public suspicion wasn't baseless. Zac had a well-known track record of pushing his body to extremes for roles, so the idea that he might have turned to cosmetic enhancements didn't seem far-fetched. More than a year later, he finally addressed the rumors in an interview with Men's Health, giving a full explanation. According to Zac, the change had nothing to do with plastic surgery. He said that back in 2013, he was running through his house in socks, slipped, and smashed his chin on the granite corner of a fountain. He blacked out, and when he came to, his chin bone was hanging off his face. Doctors wired his jaw shut, and he spent 6 weeks on a liquid diet. But he said the real change in his appearance didn't happen back then. It happened years later, after he stopped doing physical therapy. During recovery, he'd been working with a specialist to help retrain the muscles in his face. But when he took a break from therapy, his masseter muscles, the ones at the back of the jaw that help you chew, started to overcompensate. They grew larger, and that, he said, is what made his jaw look so different in 2021.
If he was gonna get plastic surgery, he wouldn't get that. Come on.
You got a good job, man.
No.
Oh my god. You're just stirring the pot.
No, it was funny. It sucked. I almost died, but we're good.
This moment showed just how much things changed after his transformation. Years earlier, people adored his looks, but now they were mocking them. And the sad part, he wasn't chasing vanity. He was just trying to recover, or at least that's what he led us to believe. But when behind-the-scenes photos from the Iron Claw surfaced, a new theory started to gain traction, one that had nothing to do with an old injury. To play pro wrestler Kevin Von Erich, Zac underwent a dramatic physical transformation, even by his standards. He packed on more muscle than ever before. His chest was thicker, his shoulders broader, and his arms looked like they belonged to someone who lived in the gym. His frame changed completely, taking on that exaggerated, bulky look you'd expect from a bodybuilder. And once the movie hit screens, the conversation shifted. It was no longer just what happened to his jaw. It became, how did he bulk up like that? That's when the PED rumors started. Gaining lean muscle tissue gets harder the more you already have, and Zac wasn't starting from scratch. He was already in great shape, but the version of him we saw in the Iron Claw looked like something else entirely. Naturally, people started asking questions, because they'd seen this kind of transformation before. Just look at Conor McGregor, whose head and muscle mass ballooned seemingly overnight in 2021.
I ain't gonna lie, I know Conor McGregor.
Mel Nanjiani, whose jump from comedy star to Marvel superhero came with a visibly bulkier face and larger jaw. There were numerous celebrity transformations just like this, and Zac became the newest on the list. Some fans noticed something else about him too, what looked like a bubble gut, a distended, bloated stomach often associated with HGH use. This drug doesn't just grow muscle, it can disrupt proportions,
alter digestion,
and change facial structure. And again, it isn't a stretch to be Zac took it.
Bro, I find the internet funny. Because, imagine he generally don't got none of this, and y'all just doing the most. I would laugh at y'all, because, what the fuck are y'all talking about? I mean, but if he do got it, then what? Oh well. My God, something in my eye. This is killing my shit.
Admitted to using performance-enhancing methods to achieve his Baywatch body. So maybe whatever he took to build his frame for the Iron Claw was that altered his face. The frustrating part for Zac, even after delivering one of the best performances of his career in that movie, the conversation still revolved around his body. It seems no matter how much he changes, the roles, the physique, the commitment, the story stays the same. The industry still sees him as an image first, an actor second. It happened again in his most recent movie, A Family Affair, and it will most likely continue to happen. But the truth is, in many ways, he hasn't helped himself. He's played the game, leaned into the image, and chased transformations that have kept the spotlight on how he looks, not what he can do. We saw some glimpses of the career he could have had, but ultimately, the conversation around him has always wound up back in the same place. And that's the trap. When your looks have been your currency for so long, at some point, it becomes hard for people to see anything else.
Damn, that kind of got me sad a little bit, man. Because, I mean, I know he really tried to get out and try different roles. And I mean, I don't know Hollywood. I don't know what Hollywood be doing. But, he did lean into it too. Cause another thing too, when that's your main currency, you know it works, and you like getting low on money or whatever, or you just need, or you just want some extra money. Why not lean into it? Why, like, you feel me? So, what do y'all think about this? Do y'all think he did the right thing, the wrong thing, or do y'all think he just doing him? Let me know down in the comments. I love y'all. Stay safe. Now I'll see y'all next video. We out.